iParty with Victorious aired as the season 4 finale of iCarly, and Nickelodeon wanted this crossover to happen so badly, they were willing to retcon not just one, but two characters to do it. You may remember the iCarly crew has already met Tori Vega as world-class boxer Shelby Marks, and Andre as a child actor on the Dingo show, but we'll pretend we don't remember that. This wacky crossover episode was actually the final 90-minute special iCarly ever had in its run. And on the flip side, Victorious had just finished its first season at the time this episode premiered. So it's an interesting blend of two shows. One already had a good run and is starting to fizzle out, while the other is more up and coming and just starting to get popular. But how successful was Nickelodeon in blending these two worlds together? It's been 14 years since the iCarly gang made their way down to Hollywood Arts. So let's take a look back and see if iParty with Victorious was the crossover we all wanted. The episode starts with Carly, Sam, and Freddie arguing about weeds, and it's pointless and random and not really funny. They go into Carly's apartment to find Spencer building a radio sculpture. Carly decides to pour Spencer a lemonade, and the crew starts to comment on how happy she is and that maybe she's too happy. Freddie's mom then busts in and realizes Carly's being too nice and asks what's up. Freddie says that she's got a new boyfriend, and the mom just doesn't really care. She tells Freddie she's going away to help a family member deal with an aggressively spreading rash. I'm there with you. Also, it doesn't matter, but Spencer used lube on his sculpture instead of glue, and it falls apart. Whatever. The intro plays, and it's just a bizarre remix of the iCarly and I think Victorious theme song. I can't tell truly if it's just a remix of the iCarly theme song or if it's both theme songs mixed together. It's very hard to tell. It's weird, and I don't really like it. At school, Carly's new boyfriend sneaks in before leaving for LA to give Carly a gift. It's a charm bracelet that's one of a kind, just like her. His words, not mine. And Carly calls him amazing. She's completely eating it up. Class starts, and Steven, Carly's boyfriend, says he's homeschooled. Red flag. And the teacher calls all homeschooled kids socially deprived weirdos. And I actually think this is pretty goddamn funny because all of the young actors themselves were definitely homeschooled. So it's kind of taking a dig at them. I don't know. Carly and Steven then have this entire conversation in front of the teacher and class, completely delaying class, where Steven tells Carly his flight for LA leaves in 1 hour. What the actual hell? He's not even on the way to the airport yet. If the flight leaves in an hour, whatever commute you have to take will probably take 20-30 minutes. You still have to physically walk through the airport. Even if there's no line of security at all, you still have to make it to your gate on time. That's insane. And the entire class and the teacher is just silently staring at them, listening in on their conversation. These kids have a constitutional right to learn, and Carly is delaying that. Get her out of here. The teacher then overheard the kids talking about their 100-day kiss coming up, and Carly explains it's for their 100th day anniversary. What a shocker. We didn't even need that. Are we that dumb? Does Nickelodeon think we're that dumb that we can't put two and two together? 100-day kiss. What do you think it's for? Cut to Victorious watching iCarly with Steven. Tori then tells Steven she's excited for their 100-day kiss. Spicy. I like what's going on here. The whole crew of Victorious is chilling, and Andre brags about his uncle just selling a house to Kenan Thompson, and that Kenan Thompson himself had given Andre permission to throw a party there before he moves in. Steven then trespasses onto school property and infiltrates Tori's friend group. Robbie takes a picture of him and posts it on The Slap. Steven gets instantly sussed out and asks him to delete it. Tori, excuse me, are you slow? How is that not enough to be like, dude, what's going on here? Then Robbie says it's too late to delete it because he has pictures set to auto-upload instantly after taking them. Robbie, what if there's no caption on the picture? What if you take an unflattering nude by accident and forget about this feature? What if you take a blurry picture? Why would you want pictures to upload automatically after taking them? Back in Seattle, Carly is writing out her name mixed with Steven's last name in various fonts. A little creepy. It's been 3 months. Let's relax. Let's pull the brakes. That's what you're spending your free time on? Sam asks if there used to be an actor named Steven Carson, and Carly Googles it to find Steven and Tori on The Slap. If the photo was uploaded from Robbie's phone instantly, how did he tag this kid? And his full name, too. They Googled the kid's full name and this picture came up. How did Robbie do that if it posted instantly? whatever. Carly's convinced Steven is not a cheater and that Freddy decides to look for more pictures of Tori to ogle over her. Huh? He screams as if he found a picture of Tori's exposed breasts when it's just a picture of her smiling. Crazy. Spencer then walks in and also comments on how hot Tori is. Bro, be careful there. She's in high school. You gotta stop that. He asks someone to rub cream on his back, and they all deny it, so he calls Gibby to help. Does he not have friends his own age? What's going on here, Spencer? Cut to Hollywood Arts, and the kids are all going through a class with Mr. Sikowitz. Kat walks in with vocal nodules on her throat and can't really speak. And I wonder if she actually had vocal nodules in real life, because there's not really a reason for her not to speak during this special, but she really doesn't, so it's kind of bizarre. During the transition, we actually see a bizarre shot of Carly and Sam texting, and it's so funny. Carly said she's worried that Steven might be cheating on her and that she really loves him, and Sam can only reply with a tongue emoticon. That's so goddamn funny. What a response. Back in Seattle, Carly and Sam get exposed for texting in class. I like that the transition actually was them texting, and then they get in trouble for texting. That's kind of fun. And they have to read the texts out loud in front of the whole class. Back at Hollywood Arts, Andre figures out that Rex tweeted about the party and said it was an open invite to anyone who saw the tweet. Oh my god. Back at Seattle, oh my god, this jumps around so much so quickly. Spencer is hosting a book club. Carly and the crew are home early from school, and he acts like he's caught doing drugs. He kicks the book club ladies out, and Carly rants about how Steven isn't cheating on her. Sam says she'll prove it, then cut to Hollywood Heights. It's cutting back and forth way too much. I can't get into either side of the story. Whatever. A teacher gives Kat a text-to-speech device, and Andre yells at Robbie. Kind of pointless filler. Back at Carly's apartment, switching around again, Sam is still looking for evidence of Steven being a cheater. She couldn't find anything, but found a way to decide once and for all if he is or isn't cheating. She saw Rex's tweet about the party. They decide to go to the party to see if Steven will be there with Tori. And it turns out they're making Spencer drive them to LA in Sacco's van. Before they leave, Sam points out they'll be recognized from iCarly at the party, so they decide to get disguises on the way. Hold on a second. It's a fucking 1,136 mile drive that would take 18 hours to go from Seattle to LA, and he's already been showing signs of having back problems this entire episode. This is just wild. Just fly at that point. Just take a flight. Drake and Josh flew from San Diego to LA, and that's like a 2.5 hour drive. The kids get disguises on the way to the party, and they're pretty wild. They have different chins and noses and shit, and it's kind of crazy, but all Gibby gets is a hat, glasses, and a goddamn mole. The party is in full swing, and Andre is stressing out about how large the party has gotten. Sinjin runs in and tells Andre there's a man in a panda suit slapping people's asses with a tennis racket, and Andre just doesn't believe it until he falls victim to it himself. And honestly, the panda man could be anyone. And there is an extended cut of the special, which we are not going over today. I couldn't find it. But in the extended cut, the person in the panda suit is actually Tebow from iCarly, which I think that would have been cute to include in the regular cut, but whatever. And also, during the party, I love this little detail. You can hear All Night Party, The Joke Is On You from the prank episode of iCarly, and you can also hear the song from the fake Britney Spears impersonator episode. It's a lot of fun hearing those songs at the Victoria's party. It's a great little callback. The iCarly crew rolls up to the party, and the laugh track plays for literally no reason. They just walk through the door, and the laugh track plays. They're all gonna split up and look for Steven, but they decide if they see him to not engage and all meet up first. Spencer and Gibby find a jacuzzi, and Gibby realizes his mole is gone and runs off to find it. Trina brought kids to the party who she is supposed to be babysitting and pawns them off to Kat. Robbie then spills a cup on the DJ table, killing the music and the vibe and genuinely almost blowing the entire house down. He tries to grab the mic for a sick freestyle rap, but someone throws a potted plant at his head. That could kill you, but okay. Then Rex pops out and does a sick freestyle of his own. Spencer ends up getting into the jacuzzi, and Sikowitz pops up from under the water. Spencer was there deliberating if he was gonna get in for minutes before even getting in. How'd this guy survive? How can he do that? Sikowitz said he was trying to scare Beck to show him true terror for once, and sneaks back under the water while Spencer just acts like nothing happened, I guess. Beck and Jade stroll up and join Spencer in the jacuzzi, and Sikowitz Sikowitz still fails to scare Beck. It was a really good effort on Sikowitz's part, though. I mean, he could be in the movie Chasing Mavericks. It seems like he could hold his breath indefinitely forever. Is he even alive? Carly is searching around when she runs directly into Steven. He doesn't recognize her and meets up with Tori just a few feet away. Carly overlooks as Steven gives Tori a charm bracelet and calls it one of a kind, just like her. His words, not mine. And Carly, I don't know what to say. That's a rough one, buddy. The gang meets up and takes off their disguises, and Carly is devastated. Freddy says he's gonna go beat Steven up for making Carly cry, but she says he'll get pounded silly. And I don't know, Freddy looks kind of pumped up in this scene. His arms are kind of busting out of his shirt. And Steven is no, juice head either. Steven's not that big. I think it'd be a close fight, Carly. Trina comes to collect the kids from Kat, and Kat has lost the children. That's really funny because she becomes a babysitter in Sam and Kat. Different show, I know, but that's hilarious. She's already starting off being bad at babysitting. Cut to Gibby looking for his mole, and a kid recognizes him. He's about to expose him, so Gibby knocks his ass out cold. And honestly, the kid wouldn't shut the hell up. Gibby kept asking for the kid to just not expose him, and the kid wouldn't shut up. I'm on Gibby's side. Tori finds the iCarly crew while looking for Steven, and they tell her about the situation at hand. It's also revealed that the children have made their way to the jacuzzi, and that Sikowitz might see children everywhere that aren't there. Interesting little bit of lore for you. The iCarly crew decides with Tori to expose Steven in front of 1 million people, and Tori doesn't understand what they mean by that, despite her being an avid fan of iCarly, and instead of explaining it to her, the iCarly crew just stare at her in silence. Like, imagine there's no laugh track. They just literally stare at her with no response whatsoever. Absolute creeps. Keenan ends up showing up to the house, and Andre is stressing. He tells Andre that he expected there to be 500 people here and that the party is too tiny. Him and Andre then run off to get the panda once and for all. They end up running into the iCarly crew plus Tori and all cheer about how famous they are, which is kind of hilarious. They literally one by one talk about how they're fans of each other's work and how great their work is. It's like a tiny little circle jerk for you. The girls end up asking Keenan to help them get revenge on Steven, and he wants to hear the plan. Cut to Steven getting a text from Tori asking him to meet in the closet for their 100-day kiss. He wanders in, and Keenan plays a trumpet in his face while the crew broadcasts him live. Not on that kind of camera, Freddy. No way you're broadcasting live anywhere on this tiny little dinky flip cam that Freddy is using. There's no way. Carly and Sam then expose Steven by going into detail about his cheating and tell all women not to date him in the future, and tell Steven that his life is over. His suicide would be on their hands. Meanwhile, Sinjin is about to beat the surf game on expert mode, but it breaks and launches him out the window into the hot tub, and everyone's pissed that he got in the way. I love that no one asked if he was okay. Absolutely adorable. And I think Beck might have got scared by Sinjin, but I'm not sure. Back at the rap battle, Rex is about to win #1 freestyler, but Sam breaks in and grabs a mic and challenges Rex. And honestly, Sam probably should have been a rapper. Kind of fire, not gonna lie. Trina is trying to track down Keenan, and her teacher is at the door, and the teacher has the 2 children Trina was looking for with him. He explains he found them on the side of a road next to a trash can, maybe in a trash can, and Trina just slams the door in his face. Then, a new DJ table arrives, and the DJ says he's going to put on a song that everyone knows. He proceeds to play a disgusting remix of the iCarly and Victoria's theme song. And hold on a second there. Hold on a second. A song that everybody knows? The iCarly theme song is not a canonical song to the series. Carly and no one else in the world should know that song exists, let alone be able to sing along to it. Carly is not a pop star. She did not ever perform this song within the world of the show, and she wouldn't know it exists. It's genuinely a fourth wall break, and it makes me upset. And as the song comes to a close, the crowd cheers and the cast hug as the credits start to roll. And if I'm being honest, the plot of the special ended like 6 minutes ago. The last 6 minutes of the special were just people singing and fucking around with each other. Nothing really happened. So, at the end of the day, what do I really think about iParty with Victorious? As far as crossover episodes go, the 2 casts of characters interacting kind of left a lot to be desired for me. The iCarly kids and the Victorious kids don't even meet up until well into the special. And once they do, you really only see Carly, Sam, and Freddie interacting with Tori, and that's kind of it. Sure, the other Victorious kids were at the party with them, and Spencer does hang out with some Victorious kids in the jacuzzi, but other than that, the two different casts don't really interact that much. It kind of feels like a wasted opportunity. It would have been cool to see Freddie talk to Jade, or Kat talk to Carly. There's a big theme song mashup rap battle at the end where everyone dances around together, and it doesn't feel earned. Like, why are these people singing together? You just met me. Barely. Some of you did not even properly meet me. But yay, besties now. But I will admit, the Sam rapping scene against Rex was kinda dope. There should have been more moments like that in my opinion. The plot itself for the episode was also kind of useless. The whole obvious cheating boyfriend is something that had been done so many times before. But then again, I guess you could argue it was a clever way to create a connection between Tori and Carly and bring them together by having them both date the same guy. But the story was still so lame and predictable. It really felt like they had to dumb down the characters of both Carly and Tori to even make this plot possible, and it comes off as a little cliche if I'm being totally honest. I mean, this is the first time Tori's ever been cheated on canonically. And some of the comedy is Dan Schneider's random type of humor that I do not really care for. I plan on going deeper into this in a later video, but basically the whole random nonsense is funny gag is kind of trash. So whenever that was utilized, I wasn't really that into it. But I will say, there was plenty of times I was still cackling and having a good time. I mean, Sinjin being chucked out of the window was a fantastic scene, and there's no way I can't be at least a little bit happy while watching it. But I guess what does that say about me? I don't know. So after collecting my thoughts, I really feel like this special just kind of happened. I think its main purpose was to introduce loyal iCarly fans tuning in to the world and characters of Victorious so that Nickelodeon could pass the torch and keep viewers on the channel. It's not that bad. There are some pretty funny moments, but nothing that stuck out to me as iconic or next level funny. It's kind of memorable just for being a crossover, but the entire episode felt middle of the road. It's not awful, but it's not going to blow your underpants off either. If you were a big fan of iCarly or Victorious back in the day, maybe this one is worth a rewatch, just to see those characters on screen together. And honestly, if you like it or not could really go either way. It's not my personal favorite out of the Nickelodeon specials I've covered, but I still had a pleasant time rewatching it, and it was really fine. It was funny in parts. But enough of me yapping. What do you guys think? Do you remember this one, or did you not watch this when you were younger? Let me know and let's kick it in the comments. If you watched this long, maybe consider subscribing and checking out my other videos. It would really help my channel grow and mean the world to me. Alright, thanks for listening.